They say the mind can achieve anything if it knows how to focus. But most people don't learn this until life forces them to. Today's story is about a king who learned the true power of laser focus from the one man everyone ignored, an old arrow maker. The kingdom was prospering, yet the king couldn't sleep. His biggest enemy wasn't another nation. It was his own mind. Too many thoughts, too many voices, too many decisions, and all of them pulling him in different directions. Every night he whispered to himself, "If only I could control my mind, I could control my kingdom." But he didn't know how. One evening during a silent walk, the king noticed an old man by the road, lean, wrinkled, almost invisible. He was carving arrows, but something about him felt different. People walked past, carts rolled by, dogs barked, children shouted, but the old man didn't react, not even once. His world was the arrow. Nothing else existed. Curious, the king asked, "Old man, how can you be so calm in this noise?" The arrow maker smiled. "When I carve, there is no noise. There is only the arrow. The rest of the world disappears." The king frowned. How could someone ignore chaos like this? The old man tapped the half-carved arrow and said, "This arrow flies straight, because I make it with a straight mind." To test him, the king ordered a soldier to bang metal plates behind the arrow maker. The sound was sharp, loud, irritating, but the old man didn't even blink. He continued carving smooth and steady. Shocked, the king asked, "How did you do that?" The old man replied, "Noise can touch your ears, but only you decide if it touches your mind." The king sat beside him. Minutes passed. For the first time in years, he wasn't thinking about the future, or the past, or the problems waiting for him. He just watched the arrow being carved, and for a brief moment, his mind was still. "This feels peaceful," the king whispered. The old man nodded. Focus is not about forcing the mind. It's about removing everything that doesn't matter. The arrow maker held up a finished arrow. "See this? If I add one extra scratch, one tiny bend, this arrow will miss its target." He looked at the king. So does a mind filled with unnecessary worries. It bends your direction. It blinds your purpose. The king finally understood. Over the next few days, the king returned to the arrow maker. He learned to sit still, to breathe, to filter thoughts like a guard filters visitors. For the first time in his life, he felt control, not over people, but over himself. One night an urgent matter arose. A neighboring kingdom threatened war. Usually the king would panic, but this time he paused, focused, ignored the noise, and made a decision so precise. It prevented the war without a single sword being drawn. His ministers whispered, "The king has changed." Yes, he had gained the arrow maker's mind. The king visited the old man one last time. "You saved my kingdom," he said. The arrow maker chuckled softly. "No, king, I just showed you the bow. You pulled the string yourself." He handed the king a single arrow. On it was carved one word: focus. From that day on, the king made decisions faster, thought clearer, and slept deeper. Whenever challenges rose, he remembered the old man's words. Noise is everywhere. Clarity is a choice. The arrow stayed with him always. A reminder that real power doesn't come from position, but from focus. So the next time your mind feels scattered, remember the arrow maker. Stop trying to fight the noise. Just choose your target and let everything else fade. Because a focused mind is stronger than 1,000 distractions. Master your focus, and you'll master your life.